All right, welcome back, guys, for another episode of Cutler Nutrition YouTube. This is going to be our final one before the Christmas holiday, and as I take a minute to, I'm actually going to do a Q&A today because I have a couple questions, whether it be training or whatever else. I'm going to start with one request from Martin Klein, so you'll be happy to know I'm answering your questions, and I want to wish you guys all the best for Christmas and for New Year's. And let's get started right away on this. So Martin's question is, hi Jay, I love the variant tricep press downs, which I'm leaning in, as you guys know, which I always say, am I doing this wrong or whatnot? He says, I call it the TNT press, as if hitting the dynamic plunger. Question for you, do you ever superset biceps and triceps? It's such a great pump. Not necessarily. Like, I like to do one body part and then move on to the next one. So have I tried it? Probably before, but it's been a very long time. Like I tell you guys, for the arm training, I always start with triceps first, and then I finish with biceps, only because I always felt like my biceps always, I had an issue getting a crazy pump in my biceps. So I wanted to make sure that, I get that crazy pump in the triceps. And you guys know, all I really focus on when I do these workouts is basically the pump. So that's kind of how I judge my workouts. The weight can vary from week to week, depending on what my schedule is, where if I'm traveling, the food I've been eating, the rest patterns, but not really supersetting. Not to say it's such a bad thing. It's just not something that I've never really done. And like I used to do biceps and triceps, like with different other body parts too. Like I would do chest and biceps, or shoulders and triceps. I would switch it kind of around, but for a very long time, I've done biceps, triceps together and always felt the best. But, try different workouts. It might be good for you. You might enjoy it a little more, and, not to say it's a good or bad thing. All right, good question we have from Jason Carter. Just a bunch of stuff. Just got a bunch of stuff of yours. What is your favorite flavor of protein powder? I go to order my amino and multivitamin still. So favorite protein probably right now is something that I'm sold out of, which is the birthday cake. But I would say cinnamon cereal, probably the marshmallow rice, and then the peanut butter. Those three. I mean, listen, I'm not a huge chocolate guy. I mean, my chocolate is phenomenal, but I love the cinnamon cereal is awesome. It's a vanilla, like a different flavored vanilla is the marshmallow rice, and then of course the peanut butter is out of this world. So those are probably my three most top proteins that I'm using. So if I wasn't using the birthday cake, I would probably be using the cinnamon cereal right now. All right, another training question. We have Jay Villa. When doing preacher curls, is it better to grip inside close or wide? What is your personal preference? Preference is basically shoulder width. That's kind of how I do my preacher curls. Now, I've done them like this before. I've done them super close, but usually shoulder width is my personal preference. Like with this exercise, I'm doing 10 or 12 reps. I think that's always good. Everyone's different. Everyone's going to have a different feel, but you can vary it a little bit. Remember, all preacher curls, depending if it's a machine or if it's free weight, sometimes it might be with a camber bar. Sometimes it might be the straight bar. We all have different variants that we use, but it really comes down to what you like the most. Next question about food, okay? We have Lou Condon. How soon after your meal should you hit the gym for your max pump? I would say probably an hour. I would let the food digest for about an hour. So what I normally do, and you guys know I'm a little crazy because I do this shower thing before I train. I eat a meal. I take a shower, prep my gym, get whatever I need to get together, my gym bag and whatnot. And I'm in the gym within probably that hour. So by the time I drive to the gym and I shower and I get ready, don't ask me why. It's just something. You guys can probably relate to that. But that's kind of about the timeline. I would say 45 minutes to an hour before working out would be sufficient. Let it digest a little bit. Then obviously take your supplements that you take, either pre-workout or intra. It doesn't upset your stomach or anything like that. So I would say within an hour. All right, next question, another gym question. It's from Ryaska4951. What time does Jay go to the gym? All different times. It depends on my schedule. Preferably, I always mention after 4 meals, ideal for me. If I was training for Olympia, I would try to do after 4 meals or first thing in the morning. That would be my reason to get it out of the way. Like, depending if I'm on a schedule But if I'm at home and I'm not stressed out and I'm not, I can't say stressed out because actually the gym is actually a great stress reliever for me. If I'm not pushing time, I try to push it to later in the day after I get some food in me, been through all the stresses of the day, and then I can go to the gym, pound the weights, and take it out a little bit. So, but all times of the day, there's no real specific time that's necessarily better than others. Although if you're trying to put on gains, I would say after a few meals. All right, Dawson 19. What's your current weight? My current weight is about 234, I think, as of a couple days ago. I don't really track. I usually use the mirror a little bit, but I'm trying to sit around 230. But I seem to fluctuate between 234 and 238, and that's kind of what I kind of sit around. So that's pretty common questions. People ask, how much do you weigh? All right, so next question. This actually came from someone in my camp. Ronnie Coleman was my biggest rival, and then Phil came up, okay? But they wanted to know who else I saw as a threat before I saw Phil coming. And there's a lot of guys. I mean, I have written down Branch, Victor, Gustavo Bedell, and Dexter, okay? So I have all those guys. I mean, listen, Branch was second in 09. Gustavo was third. He was third in 04 and 5. Victor Martinez, controversial 07. And then, of course, Dexter beat me in 08. So there was a lot of guys. But Dennis Wolf, I would say, is another guy. He was coming up quite a bit. I was always impressed with him. And, that's probably, Gunter early on. There was a lot of guys. But I have to give everyone respect a little bit. Everyone was a threat. But I like Tony Freeman. He was a good challenge sometimes. But, we all have our guys. But I'm looking at, who placed around me. Those guys were always the people that I looked at the most. All right, good question I'm seeing here, and I'm going to make this up as I'm going, so no one really asked this, but I'm seeing a lot of comments. So people ask me my favorite DVD, like they mentioned, Rip to Shreds, they're missing One Step Closer, there was Undisputed, there was Noon Improved and Beyond, and A Cut Above was the first. So I have to say, Cut Above seems to be, that's the one with the headband. That was kind of like my first video. Obviously Undisputed after the 09 or around the 09 comeback, that was really cool. But I would say Rip to Shreds would probably get the most attention, and I was probably in the craziest shape because I was filmed 3 weeks out from my Arnold Classic, last victory Arnold Classic 2004. So I'd probably say those ones. And what you're seeing on media today is a spillover all those videos. And listen, everyone had a lot of memories, a lot of those videos, but to be honest, Rip to Shreds, I probably get the most recognition for, or the original A Cut Above when I placed almost second to last at the Olympia, which I was kind of disappointed at. All right, so I answered a few of these questions on here. Justice for All, 1744. Big J, always great advice. Thank you for the motivation. Keep going. I just want to end with that because, listen, man, we use these channels. I have Jay Cutler TV. I've been trying to be active on this channel some. And as I head out for the holidays and be able to spend some time with family and friends, I want you guys to reflect on the most important thing about Christmas, and that is probably spending time with family and friends. And, Daisy's sitting over here with me and listening to what I'm saying here in the office. I'm wrapping up some work. Next couple of days are going to be busy. And then, of course, I can take Christmas Day off, which is kind of nice. And I want to say once again, I appreciate you guys. This is our last video before Christmas. We'll be on next week. Sorry for the little late upload today. I wanted to shoot this. Today is actually Monday. And we're working, getting things done, and getting ready for the holidays. So I appreciate you guys. Keep following along. If you guys aren't subscribing, make sure you subscribe now. And send your questions. Drop your questions below, and I'll answer some more on maybe the next video, okay? Appreciate you guys. Love you guys. Cutler Nation, we're out.